For more than a month, the world has been chasing answers on how the Victorian government's $2.6 billion Comm Games had blown out to around $7 billion.
3 times what they were supposed to.
And today, revelations the business case for the Games had an expectation of a $205 to $215 million contribution from the federal government.
I'm not here to tell you that the business case was a fantastic piece of work. Clearly it was not.
This despite reports the Andrews government never actually asked the federal government to stump up any cash. Former Sports Minister Richard Colbeck noting how unusual that was. But the Premier maintains
nothing the federal government did or didn't do was material to this. Like nothing the Commonwealth government did or didn't do would have got that cost down where the benefits outweighed the costs.
And with the Victorian Premier feeling the heat, one man keeps turning up the blowtorch.
The Premier of Victoria's lemon is the Gold Coast can turn that into a lemonade, because that's how we roll.
Gold Coast Mayor Tom Tate wants the Games bad.
Can we do 2026? Yes. How would we get the green light? It would be this. Bipartisan support at the federal level, that the money that was provisioned for the 2026 Victoria Games be re-provisioned for the Gold Coast.
Sorry?
That's right. Despite no apparent money at a federal level for the Games, Tate is pushing on with a watertight plan.
You've mentioned that the Gold Coast could hold it for as little as $1 million. Where are you getting those figures from?
Somebody who knows.
And with Queensland's most colourful mayor dining out on the Comm Games carcass, surely the state government's hungry for a bite.
There is no appetite in the state government or the federal government to do another Commonwealth Games here. We are focused on the Olympic and Paralympic Games.
So is Tom Tate dreaming, or will he revive the 2026 Games by hook or by crook?
I think if Tom Tate wants to hold the Commonwealth Games, he should, and he should fund it.
When Tom Tate makes himself available, you answer the call. Unfortunately, that's not right now, so we spoke to him a little earlier.
Mayor Tom Tate, are you fighting a losing battle here?
No, when you're in the right, whether you're losing or winning, you've got to stand up for yourself, your country. And the way I look at it, we're batting that to save Australia's reputation.
Why do you want the Games so badly? Is it about the Games or is it about sticking it up Victoria?
No, it's about this. You know, us Aussies, we shake hands, sign contract, or give our word to anyone. We stick to it. And in years past from here, people in the world, they won't remember Daniel Andrews and the Victorian government, but they will remember, Australians, they're the ones reneged on the 2026 Commonwealth Games. We're not going to wear that. If you've got a solution, let's table it.
Mayor Tom, how much faith or, I guess, trust would you put in Premier Daniel Andrews' words from now on?
Look, you know what? I let the Victorians judge him on that, but I have to say one thing, that he's, credits where credit's due. The amount of taxi increases, he's our number one promoter for the Gold Coast. We've got so many Victorians coming up, moving up to the Gold Coast. Gold star for him. Mate, I'm going to make him ambassador for the Gold Coast. And, it's fantastic.
Well, that ambassador for the Gold Coast did approximate it would cost around $7 billion to host these games across regional Victoria and Melbourne. How was it that you were able to do it for $1.5 billion-ish when the Gold Coast hosted the Games?
I think it's simple. We do our calcs, we speak the truth. He did the old, I promised to do all these regionally, get voted back in and let's get out of here and let's, he didn't even use the dice to roll the figure, because that only goes up to 6 million. He just made it up. Come on.
I'm a big fan of your letter, Tom, that you wrote to Annika Wells, the Federal Sports Minister, where you said, where there's a will, there's a way. I mean, how could you argue? It turns out she did. She said Premier Palaszczuk has confirmed Queensland will not host the 2026 Games. Are you on your own, mate? Like, how are you going to do this when no one else seems interested?
Well, the first bit, all I'm asking is this. One, that the federal government, whatever the amount of money they're intending to fund Victoria, is reprovision it for the Gold Coast.
But that's zero,
So
mate.
The money's done on that part of it.
I think we know that amount. It's zero.
No, the federal government would have to fund to the tune of around $200 to $300 million because that's what they did for us. All I want, meet up with the federal government, put our plans on the table, and if they said, yep, well, we can fund it as per Victoria. The rest, well, I only need some kindness from our Premier, that is, the police and things in kind. Facility-wise, we already have it all. So I'm confident we can put it together. If they give me a nod, I'll lay out our logistics and all our plans, and it's all costed there. And the cost is federal government pays what they were going to pay Victoria. That's all I'm saying.
Tom, Gina Reinhardt, she's backed the Gold Coast hosting the Commonwealth Games in 2026, but she's only offered her moral support. Is it time to hit her up for some coin? How do we squeeze some cash out of Gina?
I think we squeeze from the federal government first, and all the other corporate squeezing comes later.
Yeah. I'll give you $50, Tom. I'm a big fan of this idea.
You're on.
Oh, really?
Let me write that down.
No, that was a joke.
Sam wants to be a meter man on the Gold Coast.
I would do that,
Tom,
yeah.
So we need to get him a pair of gold Speedos and a sash.
I'll do that free of charge.
All right. I can't say I'll join you on that one.
Oh, yeah. Well.
Tom Tate, thank you very much for your time.
Okay, thank you.